Okay.
Here we go. We're live. Hi.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 5 of the Demonplague, a fun D&D podcast full of grossness. I am your GM, James Introcaso. I go by he, him. Let's go around the table and have our players introduce themselves. Why don't we start with you, Rudy?
Hi, I'm Rudy Basso, also he, him. I am playing Rain Bowie, a human monk, now level 3. I have chosen the Way of the Open Palm for my monk, my human monk, which means in time, James, I will be one-shotting your monsters. It will be a while, but maybe I will take the super build where you multi-class, I think, wizard, and you get the ability to make someone fail their saving throw automatically, which means it is truly a one-shot, one-kill kind of. Broken, perhaps, but James, you pull no punches, I shall pull no, literally, punches as well.
Excellent. Well, I am looking forward to all creatures having legendary resistance at that point. Be excellent. And TK, who are you and who are you playing?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Rudy. I hope you're proud of yourself. It's me, TK. They, them. I am playing Isabel Halfback. I am a half-orc fighter who has retired from being a town guard and is now trying to open her matchmaking business. At level 3, I took Battle Master, so I'm looking forward to like around level 9 getting 600 attacks per action.
Excellent. And of course, at that point, all monsters will have AC of 30. So that's really, really good to know. And
save us, Lauren. Save us. Me.
Yeah. Lauren, who are you and who are you playing?
I'm Lauren Urban. I go by Obo Crazy. She, her. I'm playing Rock, the Erakoko Rogue, who at level 3 is now an Inquisitor because she likes people watching. So not only do I now get 2d6 on my sneak attack, not only can so basically if I'm trying to detect if someone's lying, I can't roll lower than an 8. It's just anything I roll, anything 7 or lower is now at least an 8. So I can't be horrible at it, but specifically if they're lying. I also have Eye for Detail, which means I can use a bonus action to make a perception check to spot hidden creatures or objects, or to make an investigation check to uncover or decipher clues. And because the hits just keep on coming, as a bonus action, I can make an insight check against a creature that I'm fighting that I can see, and it's contested by their deception check. And if I win, I get sneak attack against that target, even if like no other sneak attack would normally apply, because basically I look at them and I go, and I can just pinpoint their weakness and go right there. So I get lots of fun stuff to do with my insight now that I'm an Inquisitor. So that basically all your monsters will now have a deception of plus 30.
That's right. Well, it sounds incredible, and you are certainly going to need those new abilities that you all have today, because last time on the Demonplague, you had stormed Fort Frostfell and saved several prisoners in the recently destroyed by an asteroid Luna Valley. You also learned from a trapped ghost in Fort Frostfell named Ferii the Wise, that a demon named Zancrown had been imprisoned in a dungeon beneath the valley for thousands of years, and was now stirring and becoming awake and sending the Demonplague out across the land. You also learned that a necromancer named Ralakai Gravemore is wandering the land, capturing humanoid subjects, infecting them with the Demonplague, and then trying to cure them. So you freed many of his potential subjects at Fort Frostfell, and you learn that there are others being held at a ziggurat of Abathor called Gardong Mar Hold, which is currently occupied by the Black Skull bandits, who are working for Ralakai, capturing and taking care of prisoners. the bandits are divided into two factions. One faction doesn't want to continue working for Ralakai, and they are led by Bazig, an intelligent half-ogre and the second in command. The others are led by the leader, Therath Shortcloak, and her lover, Grant Ellington, who's the bad boy of the Black Skulls. And once they both want to keep working with Ralakai. You made a deal with Bazig to help overthrow Therath Shortcloak. So they took you to the Ziggurat, and you sent the people you had saved back to Tomar's Crossing with various messages, supplies, and instructions. And when you made it to the Ziggurat, you had a meeting with Therath Shortcloak and Grant Ellington, claiming to be new recruits for the Black Skull Bandits. And they wanted to make a deal with you. They said they knew about Bazig betraying the leadership of the Black Skull Bandits, and they want you to kill Bazig. So that is where things left off. Now, we should mention one other thing, that if someone rolls a natural 20 during the course of this game, we will be giving out PDFs. So make sure you're over here in the Don't Split the Podcast Network chat to get one of those sweet, sweet PDFs for when someone, anyone, me or the players, rolls a natural 20. So we left off right there where you, Therath Shortcloak, and Grant Ellington had offered you this deal to work with them to kill Bazig. So let us see. What shall we do? They are looking at you expectantly, hoping that you will take a deal.
Lauren, you're muted.
Yeah, I saw that. Sorry. I would love to take a second and just like study this Therath and try to figure out, I mean, we're new recruits brought in by Bazig that now this person's like, hey, would you like to turn around and kill the person? Like, I'm not sure if this is a trap or if this person is stupid. I would love a chance to like insight this person and figure that out. Yeah, or read this person specifically.
Yeah.
Sure, go ahead and make an insight check.
All right. Okay. That's a 15.
Okay. So Bazig, you remember, is more intelligent than he often lets on. He plays often a big, dumb half-ogre, but is really rather eloquent and well-spoken. And so you get the idea that she believes Bazig is really dumb. Even though she knows she's gotten wind of this uprising, but you're getting the feeling maybe she doesn't know all of the details. And that's why she's sort of asking you to turn against Bazig, because she doesn't realize how smart and eloquent he is.
Is she armed? Is Grant armed as well? What are they wearing?
Yes. So Grant is wearing a rapier and a dagger, and Therath is wearing a scimitar and a dagger, and she also has a gauntlet on that you see. It's like this black adamantine gauntlet that is covered in these blue glowing runes. And it's just on one hand, just on her right hand.
Okay, so I will ask her, well, what will we get in exchange for killing Bazig?
She looks at you and she says, well, you'll have top priority for rations here. And I've also got money to share. And she motions to Grant, who sweeps aside this like fraying, decayed tapestry behind her. And there are two chests sitting behind this tapestry. And she says, I have wealth, plenty to share. For now, this is just for me. And then Grant says, and me? It's for me too. The bad boy of the Black Skulls, Grant Ellington. And she says, well, what do you say? And then Grant goes to this brazier and he gets a glowing hot brand out of the brazier that you can see at the end of it has this sort of glowing Punisher skull face that all of the black cloaks wear, or black skulls wear on their forearms. They have this brand.
Rock is going to ask Therath. She's going to say, well, he brought us in, and he's the reason why we're here. I feel really bad about killing him because, I like being here. I'm excited about being here and doing stuff here. So can we join but not kill him?
And her eyes narrow, and she says, if you join, you have to follow me.
Oh, okay. And I'm going to shoot her.
Okay, yeah, good. That's where
Nice.
I wanted
All
this
right.
to go. So
Let's
I'm
roll
happy
initiative.
with that. Yep.
Yes.
I just want to know what my options were.
I haven't killed anybody lately.
I really
so-
don't want to be branded too. So
Aw, man. Isabel is a little, disappointed.
I mean, the brand,
will
still be there.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you can
Oh,
always
that's
get
true.
brand-
Still be a black skull.
You don't need this guy to brand you. We can take care of that.
Yeah, realistically, Isabel's not as disappointed as Terrell. TK is disappointed.
So what did you get, Rain?
15.
Okay.
I also
And how-
got a 15.
Oh.
All right.
Dex mod 4.
Mine's only a 3.
Okay. There we go. And how about you, Isabel? What did you get?
Isabel has no dex, so a 12.
Okay. Still going before Grant Ellington.
As is our birthright.
So yes, go ahead, Rain. Then you are first.
Surprise round for shooting him, or?
I think they were sort of at the ready here. So
Okay.
this is going to be a
Seems fair.
yeah.
All right.
So
Well, I know
unless-
what I'm doing. I'm going
Rock,
straight for
would you like to
Grant.
make a? Would you like to make a deception check, Rock?
A deception check?
Yeah, to catch them off guard to get a surprise round.
I mean, I could try. I was just
Definitely.
trying to be quick about it, but I'll.
Go for it.
Yo, take
Oh,
the surprise.
That's a 14.
Take the Harley Quinn.
Okay, yeah. You go ahead. You get a free shot to start off combat.
Coming in
Excellent.
clutch.
Do I have the rogue thing, and where if I get advantage if I get surprise? Hold on, wait.
Ooh, worth checking out.
I might not have that yet.
No.
Sneak attack. Do I have advantage because I have surprise?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's awesome. I
Boom.
will shoot her.
20.
No, but I'm probably gonna hit her. That would be 23.
23 definitely hits her.
Awesome. So with my short bow, I do 1d6 plus another 2d6 because I am now level 3. So 6. That's 10 piercing damage.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, you get her right in the, she's sitting down at her desk. You get her right in her arm, right under sort of right here. And you can see there's a lot of pain, and she shrieks. And now it is Rain's turn.
All right. I take my shirt off and I point at Grant Ellington, and I'm like, "You and me, buddy. Let's go." And I move forward, and I'm gonna use my short sword to start.
Okay.
13.
13 does not hit
Okay.
Grant
I'm
Ellington.
going to use a key point, and I'm going to use flurry of blows against him.
Okay.
17.
Yes, 17 hits.
Okay. So that does 8 bludgeoning damage, and I get to knock him prone now because I have open, whatever it is, palm of the open fist or whatever my thing is called.
Gotcha. So you
Nice
feint
save.
with the sword and get him with a
Yeah,
left hook.
Exactly.
And he goes down. You
So,
also get another attack, right? With flurry of blows.
Oh, it's all right. At this point, I do get 2. But as I knock him down, I say, "Bad boys deserve to stay in the dirt." Let me make a second. 9 is going to miss.
Okay. 9 definitely does miss. Although if they're prone, you get advantage.
Oh, that's right. Then 17.
17 hits.
8 more bludgeoning damage. Wow, good damage rolls. Rudy.
Okay, yes. So you kick him while he's down, and he says, "My beautiful face, no!" And it's Rock's turn again.
Okay. I should have probably asked this to begin with, but that makes sense for Rock. So the room that we're in, it was like her bedroom, but big brazier, secret chests. Is there only the one entrance?
Go ahead. You can make a free perception check.
All right. Ooh, that's a natural 20.
Hey!
Burr, burr, hey!
Burr, 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 burr. I gotta get a sound effect. The air horn sound effect from when that happens.
So that's a perception of 25, but that is a natural 20. So I assume people in chat gets awesome things.
Yes. So if you are in the Don't Split the Podcast Network chat, which you need to be in for this, you need to put in our secret code, and then at the end, our bot will randomly select a winner who will win a free copy of this adventure, a PDF copy of the Demonplague. That will be sent to you or a person of your choosing. And it's a level 1 through 20 adventure. We're talking almost 400 pages of D&D content. Yes. So, Rudy, what is our code?
It is !Miss Robert, because today we miss Robert.
Oh, we do miss
Robert.
Robert.
Just we're saying if you've won in the past, you will not be allowed to win again.
There you go. There you go.
You can't get multiple copies.
You can't get multiple copies of Demonplague.
Stack them up on your...
So go ahead, input that code, and I will tell Rock that, yes, indeed, Rock, you actually see, so there are these decayed gray tapestries that really you can't even see images of anymore. One of them, you note, is covering an entrance. At the same time, you hear, back from the way you came, you hear screams and violence begin to erupt as you assume Bazig is beginning to make his play, taking out the people who are loyal to Therath.
Awesome.
Yes, it is your turn.
Okay. So Grant is prone, but Therath is still standing there looking upset.
Yes, Therath has just stood up from her chair with a crossbow bolt sticking out of her armpit.
Yeah, short bow.
Oh, yes, sorry, short bow. Jeez.
Sorry. All right. Well, I'm gonna try this insightful fighting. So I'm gonna do a insight check contested by her deception check.
Okay.
So that is 16.
A 16. Well, I rolled a natural 20.
Hey!
Oh my goodness. So go ahead, put that code in !Miss Robert. We will also be giving away a free PDF copy of Cellar of Death, which is an original adventure for first level characters on the DM's Guild. So go ahead and put in for a chance to win that as well. So thank you very much. She deceives you, I assume.
Or I just fail at inciting her this time, and so I don't get my sneak attack against her. But I'm still gonna try to shoot her because shooting Grant, he's prone, and I will get disadvantage, and that sucks. So that's going to be a 21.
A 21 will hit.
All right, that is 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
And I'd like to shut the door behind me.
Okay, nice.
Just to make it
Good
just
call.
slightly more difficult
Good
for
call.
enemies to rush us from behind.
Sure. So yeah, you shut the door, and she says, "You will regret that." As an arrow sticks out of her shin,
And I say, but we can always open the door again. It's fine.
and she charges you, Rock.
Oh,
Yeah, coming right for you.
okay.
Let's see. So she is going to make 2 scimitar attacks here. Rock, what is your armor class?
It is a 14.
Okay, so one of her scimitar attacks hits. She feints with the first, and then she comes in with her dagger as well, and also gets you with her dagger. So things are not looking good for old Rock here, as Rock takes 6 slashing, and she gets you across the arm, but the dagger gets you right in the stomach for 7 piercing damage. And it is Isabel's turn. You're muted, TK.
I know. Sorry, I had to get the damage in the notes.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah, Isabel doesn't like that. Like, nobody gets to swing their sword at Rock except Isabel. So so she's gonna come in and swing at Therath.
Okay.
Take that. Hopefully I hit her, because I got some cool stuff now.
Oh,
Or I'll just drop my dice straight off my desk. It's fine. It's fine. That's fine.
You didn't want to use that dice anyway.
Sweet. Okay, so I rolled a 17. So with the longsword, it is a 23.
Yeah, that hits for sure.
Eat it, scrub. Oh, sorry. I just got very excited. And I would like to also spend a superiority dice for a trip attack.
Nice.
Oh,
So,
okay. Go for it.
I need her to roll a strength saving throw.
Okay. I got a 20, a dirty 20.
Oh, no. I don't knock her prone, but I am going to roll my damage.
Okay.
Let me boop that superiority dice. My 1d10. I'm not used to having all of these numbers that I can roll for, like, delightful. Okay, +6, so I'm going to hit her for 10 damage with that longsword.
Whoa, nice. Okay, yeah, you get her as she is assaults Rock. You get her nice and hard right in the legs, trying to trip her. But man, there is Therath blood everywhere now. As we go to Grant Ellington's turn. So Grant is going to stand up. Grant does like the cool kick stand up thing.
That's my move.
Yeah.
Of course. No, of course he stole your move. That's what Grant would do.
It's a kip up.
And then in drawing his rapier, somehow his shirt like flies open, and he shows his 12-pack of muscles as he brandishes his rapier. And
12-pack. Now we know that someone's been juicing.
It looks like Goku.
That's just a target. Punches.
His hair stands on end.
Does a 22 hit you?
Yes,
Ray?
that hits.
Okay. How about a 16?
That does not hit.
Okay, so he gets you twice with the rapier. Oh, ones are sad. For let's see, 5 damage each time, so a total of 10 as he draws his rapier and pokes you twice in the shoulders. Boop, boop. And then gets into a suave defense as he pushes past you, disengaging, and goes back to back with Therath. And they are now sort of back to back with each other. And it is Torsten's turn. Yes. So I have Torsten's character sheet here. So Torsten is gonna make it's just a very chill touch to Therath.
Dude, it's the chillest of touches.
And you see this ghostly hand appear over Therath, and she sort of bats it away with her scimitar. And we are back to Rain's turn.
All right, I turn back to Grant Ellington, and I move to flying knee him in that 12-pack of his.
Nice.
Just
nice.
straight unarmed strike.
Mm-hmm.
24.
Go for it.
24.
Oh,
Yes.
24. Sorry.
Yes.
Yes, that is definitely a hit.
Okay, 6 bludgeoning damage, and then once again I will use a key point because this will be the greatest fight I ever have. So I might as well spend them all. And I'm going to do 2 more attacks.
Okay, let's go.
Oop, roll 20s, being goofy. Okay, so I rolled a natural 20 as well.
Hey,
Oh my
we're gonna give
goodness.
away another copy of Cellar of Death.
Another copy of Cellar of Death. Everybody's getting prizes today.
So I've been keeping track. Until this episode, we had rolled 3 natural 20s total. And in this episode alone, we have now rolled 3 natural 20s.
Yeah.
We've doubled our natural 20s in the last 25 minutes.
So the first attack was a 13, which I think misses, right?
A 13 misses, yes.
And then my nat 20 for
Crits.
So that is 9 damage. And I will knock him prone once again.
Yes, he does fall prone. And it is... Ooh, all right. So there we go.
And I tell
Grant
him, stay
Ellington.
down, Ellington.
And he says, "Oh, never! I would never stay down." This is exactly what Grant Ellis sounds like. For people
100%.
who have never heard him speak.
Confirm.
Can confirm. Let's see. It is now Rock's turn.
All right, I would love to disengage from all this craziness, which I can do as a bonus action. I'm going to get out of everybody's way, and I'm going to try to shoot I've lost her name, Therath, again, because she's still standing, right? It's Grant that got knocked prone.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Therath is still standing at the moment.
That's a natural 20.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh! Wow, we're giving away prizes left and right.
Like, I'm not gonna be that guy or anything, but like, Robert, if you wanna just hang out in Columbia for another week while we like go and fight the boss of this entire campaign.
Wow. Okay. Well, so that is going to be 66 coming at her because
Oh boy.
I get to double all my sneak attack dice. So,
That's right.
7. Ooh, 12, 19.
Hmm?
That is 32 damage. I just
my
rolled a lot of sixes
What?
on my sixes.
Holy moly!
Yeah. Well, I do 2d6 sneak attack plus 1d6 for the short bow, and I get to double all of that because of
Because
the natural
critical.
20.
Critical,
So yeah.
Wow.
And I rolled really well.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Isabel's like thinking about just like sheathing her sword, just like, well, I guess we.
I guess we
No, I
won.
need you next to her so I can get the sneak attack. Rock will actually say, like, you kind of go, and step back, and Rock goes, no, I need you next to her so I can do massive amounts of damage. This is how I.
Oh.
So you get her right in the stomach with your arrow, and it just like goes clean through.
Ooh.
And
Take a little
she,
bit of lunch with her.
yeah, she's definitely standing, but looks terrible, and she's clutching at her stomach. And it is her turn, and she lets her sword and dagger clatter to the ground as she steps back, and she says, "I yield. I'm just
What
a
does
teacher."
Grant Ellington yield?
Grant Ellington looks confused, but is
Well, that's his natural look, as I recall.
It's hard to tell. He's wearing the sunglasses,
Oh, that's true.
wearing his fantasy visor.
Oh,
He
that's
took off the
right.
shirt, but he
Well,
kept on
it's-
the sunglasses.
He's wearing a helmet with a visor down, right?
Oh,
that's
is
right.
it an iridescent visor?
And he sort of is looking expectantly. It looks like he is willing to stay down if that is what Therath is doing. But it is Isabel's turn.
Man, wow. That was not like an outcome that I was like expecting. So like I had like an attack ready, and then I was like, oh. So Isabel will do an insight check.
Okay.
And be like, is there like, I know you mentioned she had like a ring and everything. So I'm like, so I would like to insight this nonsense.
Sure, go ahead.
I would love to. 16?
Yeah, so you get the feeling that this is a desperate play to save her life. And she really doesn't care that much about anybody else, including Grant.
Oh,
Nice.
Really that surprised.
Yeah, so Isabel will look from Therath to Grant to Therath, and then she'll look back to Grant and say, "You understand that if she lives, you might not live with her. She might be okay with you going down. You should surrender too."
Make a persuasion check.
Love to, because I'm actually proficient in that.
Okay.
Yeah, Isabel's basically just going to be like, she wouldn't die for you. You should stand down.
It's a bad match.
14. Or no, not 14. I rolled a 15 plus 4, so 19.
Whoa.
Oh, yes. It looks like a mixture of pain and regret.
Please
Something
cry.
you as a matchmaker have probably seen many times before washes over Grant Ellington's face as he, on the ground, curls up into the fetal position, leaving his weapons at his side and begins to cry.
Oh no.
Saying,
Yeah.
my bad boy exterior is really just a
Definitely
way for
give
me
us
to hide
bits,
my
because then
insecurities.
James will make your character cry like a baby. Talk about your insecurities. Good job.
Isabel will like stand next to him. She's not gonna kneel. She's not gonna be like that vulnerable with him, but she's going to, don't worry, I have plenty of strong young women who would be more than happy to order you to murder helpless bystanders if you would just stand down, come with us. You can return to Tamar's Crossing, do your time, and there will be plenty of desperate women willing to throw themselves at you. And you're devastatingly
with apologies, of course, to the real Grant Ellis.
I just don't want to kill you, Grant, because I know that you're my DM tomorrow, and my character's like in the middle of a fight. Please, God.
Meanwhile, Rock is like, I will kill him.
Go ahead and make another persuasion check.
Yes. This one's an 11.
Okay. Well, he looks at you and says, I will surrender, but I do not desire desperate women. I just want people who will love me for me.
Well,
for me.
Look, we all have
Grant
problems.
Ellington, master duelist. And then he hugs you, Isabel.
Oh, this is touching. This is nice.
And Therath is bleeding out, looking at all of you and says, if you let us go,
No.
I will tell you where Ralakai is.
Maybe.
Should we tell people that we have defeated you and stop all the killing first? Because there seems to be a lot of fighting going on outside.
Yeah, and you can hear outside. You hear like Bozig's laughter, and it sounds
What does it sound like? Yeah.
Bozig's laughter.
Yeah.
There's a lot of.
I would love to. I'll go over to the door and open it, and when I open it, I'll give Therath like a look, and then poke my head out. What do I see?
You see a lot of the people who came to assault Fort Frostvale and some other bandits sort of standing over the bodies of other killed Black Skulls, who many of whom didn't even get their weapons out of their sheaths. Looks like maybe they were caught by surprise. And a few in the corner who are sort of with their hands up, cowering. It looks like the battle here has mostly over as Bozig tears the head off of a halfling and raises it high in the air.
Ooh,
It looks like he's having a nice time, so maybe just
Bozig, we
Close.
have won! No. As soon as the head comes off, the Rock opens it. Bozig, we have won! This is great!
And he says, you killed Therath, right?
Even better, we've captured her. And I'll point back in the room because I don't know that he probably can't see well. Just
Sure. And he says, oh, good, I get to deal the killing blow. And he starts to stalk into
Close
the room.
door. Close the door,
Well,
please.
so Rock hasn't moved. Like, she opened the door and she like walked just on the outside. Just, and then when she sees us, she's like, no. She's going to tell us all sorts of secrets and stuff. And then we let her go because, that's how that kind of thing works. She surrendered and now we find out everything.
He says, there's no secret she knows that I don't also know.
How do you know? If she knows something you don't know and you don't know it, how do you know that you even don't know it?
Make a persuasion.
God.
Persuasion?
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at persuasion.
Yeah. In the meantime, Isabel will like step towards the door and say, Bozig, a job well done. Let's get a drink. You and I together. Let's go get a drink.
That's an 11.
Okay, so the
I have a
11.
-2 to persuasion. I can read people really well. I just suck talking to them.
He looks confused, but is already stalking past you towards the door, and pushes his way
I
past.
close the door before
Okay.
he comes in.
Make a
past me and the door just
dexterity check for me.
Just straight dex.
Yeah, straight dexterity.
14.
Okay, well, you beat his strength roll, so you're able to sort of make it there and slam the door shut, although Rock is on the other side.
I'm okay with this.
Of
One
the
second. I gotta put my shirt on first.
door.
You do?
I
You've always
don't
liked
put
taking
my
it off
shirt on.
before. I don't listen.
I am flexing the entire time because Grant Ellington has emasculated me with his 12-pack. So I'm trying to look really, really strong and muscly as I walk around.
Excellent.
Very awkwardly.
Listen.
So,
Go ahead.
Rock, Bozig tries to grab you. Go ahead and make a strength, athletics, or dexterity acrobatics check to avoid that.
How is he trying to grab me? Like, is he like, I'm going to pick
He's
you up
going
and...
for you, like picking you up by the throat kind of thing.
Oh, then I'll try to dodge. Okay. I'm like, I was wondering if he was like going to grab me and try to just move me or, okay. You said acrobatics?
Yeah.
13.
Okay, I got a 23.
Oh, jeez.
So he grabs you and picks you up by the neck, and then calls through the closed door, "Open this door or we're all having bird meat for dinner."
I do not taste good. No.
This guy.
Killed a lot of people today. I don't want to add Vazig to it, but I will.
I agree. I regret showing mercy earlier. He is not a friendly fellow like we thought
Yeah,
he was.
he seems pretty terrible. Like, I imagine Isabel or and Rain are like having this conversation, like wiping the blood off of like their fists and their swords, and just like, I feel like we really should have just.
While
Killed
they're
him
doing
when we
this,
got the
can I
chance,
bat
yeah.
at Bozig with my wings and be like, put me down, put me down, put me down, put me down, and just like...
Is he still
not-
talking like a dummy?
No.
Oh,
no.
he's not.
No.
Okay, at all.
Yeah, you can bat at him, Rock, sort of.
I'm not really... Yeah, I'm not trying to hit him. I'm basically trying to like annoy him and be like, put me down. But I'm trying to talk. Put me down, put me down, put me down, put me down, put me down.
So you're like batting your wings, going crazy, and he's sort of trying to keep you at arm's length. He's a large creature, so he's got sort of a longer reach, and
My
is trying
wingtips are just like tickling his nose.
Yeah, it's which actually makes it more annoying, right? He's like, oh God, I hate this so much, and he
You can put me down and then you can...
to the side. And stands in front of the door, axe in hand, as some of the bandits who are out there sort of move to surround you with swords pointed. You have two bandits who are standing on either side of you with their swords out.
I'm now tickling his ear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isabel will look at Therath and just say, "Is there a reason I should care about your life more than my companions?"
I'll give you everything I have in this place if you
Okay.
let me go.
I mean, if you're dead, I'd get it anyway, so...
Yes.
Sound logic.
But I know the...
Honey, come on.
I know the password to get into Ralakai's lair, and he doesn't.
You better tell me right now, because he's busting through that door, so...
And at that moment, boom, the door kicks open, and Bozig is standing there, and he says, all right, all I want to do is kill her, then we can get back to doing whatever it is we were going to do after this.
Bozig, do
still
you
in
know
his
the
hand.
password?
I'm still in his hand, like batting at his ear with my wings. I'm like, I tried to like stop him as best as I could.
You did a really good job. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
And he says, password? You mean Gravda? And Therath, her face goes white.
I would like to say to him, you can kill Therath, but Grant Ellington lives.
And his axe comes across in a big arc towards Therath, and cuts off her head.
Okay.
And he says, deal, and then walks out of the room.
Can I...
He's still holding me?
Is it cool if I roll dexterity to dodge the blood splatter?
Sure, go ahead. And what did you want to do, Lauren? I'm sorry.
I just want to know, like, so he swipes, he cuts off her head, and then he leaves. Is he still holding me?
No, he has dropped you.
Okay, before he drops me, like, I've given up on the batting him with my wings as he goes to strike. You know how cats, when they attack, like they play attack, they use their paws and they like grab with all four paws. Like, I'm gonna do that with all four of my claws and like hold on to his arm. So when he walks away, I'm like, that was not a really like nice thing to do. We were making negotiations.
And he says, I'm not really that nice a guy. You had a deal with me. You were going to kill Therath.
Yes, but this would have been better. What if she knew something that you didn't?
Well, we'll never know, I guess.
Yeah. And I'll let go and walk back.
Okay.
Annoyed. Muttering in Auron under my breath.
And as you are annoyed, you hear sort of under his breath, in a hurt voice, he says, "Consider it payback for getting my dragon killed."
Oh, well, we.
You know what?
I guess
Okay, yeah, I'll take that.
indirectly, but still. I
yeah,
guess
we
at
deserved
fault.
that,
yeah.
And then we looted his dragon's like house, so it's like.
And then I cut its head off.
And you cut its head off and mailed it to your girlfriend.
Well,
we didn't cut the head off. That was the Vite. We know the Vite's like Rock's walking on it.
Yeah,
really
right, definitely. Yeah, like Isabel like sets like Rock to the side and is like, look, this is why this is bad, and this is he cut the head off and then sent it to like whatever girlfriend. I don't know what's going on. But like really when you think about it, like we're still kind of coming out like roses in this.
Yeah,
like,
we're looking good right now.
Don't tell him that. That's a secret. Can you keep a secret, Rock?
Probably not. No.
Okay, well, can you forget that I told you something?
Probably not. No.
Okay,
but I can just stay quiet.
Okay, yeah, stay quiet. Don't mention that. Don't say the girlfriend thing.
So inspiration all around for everyone.
Hey.
Here. And as you are all talking, Grant Ellington has just collapsed in the corner and is crying and is like, this is not how I thought this day was going to go. She broke my heart and now she's dead, and now this I deserve to be locked up. I'm such a bad man. I'm not the bad boy of RPGs. I'm just very bad at being a bandit. And he continues to cry.
That's
Rock will, like,
I want to
pat
take
him
the
on-
gauntlet off of her dead body.
Rock will just pat Grant on the shoulder and be like, you have things that you need to work out. And she's going to walk over to these chests, and I'd like to do roguish things with the chests.
Just looting in front of this crying man in the corner.
I feel bad for him, but I can't help him. Whatever.
So as you reach down for the gauntlet, you notice that not only does she have the gauntlet, actually around her neck during the battle, there was a set of keys that she was wearing on like a strap around her neck that is now visible on her headless body.
Okay, I tossed those to Rock.
Okay.
Oh, this will make things easy.
And Rudy, when Rain grabs the gauntlet, you can feel tremendous power sort of coming from this thing. It feels very strong and like it's vibrating with power. And let's see here. So, Rock, what would you like to do with these chests?
I've got a bunch of keys. I'm going to start trying them.
Okay. So, chest number 1, you find within a bunch of rations. So these are big chests. They're like the kind of thing that you would keep clothes in if you were in Little House on the Prairie.
Well, heirloom chests.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. The kind of thing you get back in the day when you were getting married or whatever. So this one is packed with trail rations, the kind you might pick up at a store before you go adventuring. And you can see when you're going through it, there's also a map, like a paper map on the bottom that has Fort Frostfell, Gardong Marhold, and a place called the Star Elf Barrows is marked on this as well. And it looks like the Star Elf Barrows are nearby. You would actually pass by Tomar's Crossing on your way to them if you wanted to head there. And the Star Elf Barrows are circled, and there's a dotted line through the terrain that avoids Tomar's Crossing, going from Gardongmar Hold to these barrows. The second chest, everybody get ready to write down some treasure. What do you mean
the trail rations are in treasure? Like Rock is like looking at these things and stuffing trail rations in her pack, and then
the trail rations are very much treasure.
Yeah.
In the other chest there is monetary treasure. 1,203 copper pieces.
Oh, you're a scoundrel, James Introcaso.
586 silver pieces, 316 electrum pieces, and 96 gold pieces. Along with that, there are 3 potions of healing.
Oh.
A sapphire necklace and a wedding ring.
A wedding ring? Does it have an inscription?
The wedding ring, yes, does have an inscription. It says to Elia Walrus.
Walrus?
With love. Yeah, Walrus. So yeah, with love, Jacob.
Do I know an Elia Walrus?
You don't.
With that last name, I'd remember her.
Well, Walrus pretty common. It's like Smith up in these parts. So
Really? Everybody's Walrus?
Yeah.
Just everybody.
Rock's gonna grab the 3 potions. He's gonna hand one to Isabel and one to Rain, and then be like, there's other stuff in here. And then she's gonna go back and like look at the map while munching on rations, and just like every once in a while take a ration and shove it in another pocket, and then keep looking at the map. Like doesn't really care about all the rest of the stuff.
Gotcha.
Okay. Are they regular potions of healing?
They are regular potions of healing. Yes.
His name is Warius, not Walrus, James.
Oh, sorry about the kerning on that. Well, it's Walrus now. It's canon.
It's much more fantastical, I guess.
It's because they're in like an icy place, so it's like lion or eagle, but maybe we see like polar bears on people's standards.
You know all those people with the last name Lion and Eagle.
Look.
That's amazing.
I'm trying to help. Also, Isabel will take the wedding ring just in case heartsick Elia or Jacob comes to her.
Got it. Cool. So yes, so that is what you see in the chests. You do recall that there is the other room behind the tapestry as well. And whenever you get close to that room, Rain, your gauntlet starts to vibrate a little bit stronger when you just notice sort of whenever you're walking in that direction, the gauntlet vibrates.
Like Hertz vibrates, or just like?
No, just like a soothing, but strong vibration. Okay, I'm sorry. What was that?
I'll walk closer. What's going on here?
So when you come underneath the tapestry, you come into a room where first there are all these carvings on the walls that you can see that at first glance seem to depict dwarves, a lot of dwarves, and it's a series of scenes that look like they're fighting and sacrificing goblinoids to some sort of dark deity, probably Abathor, right? So you can see, and it looks like it's happening within this ziggurat. But probably the thing you notice even more than that is the enormous cage of lightning at the center of the room. There is this cage. It's made of this blue crackling energy. And in the middle of that cage, there are about a dozen people of various fantasy races, right? You've got your dwarves and your elves and your halflings and humans sort of all huddled together, staying as far away from the bars of this cage as they can in the center of the room. And when you come in, now it's almost starting to hurt you how much this thing is vibrating.
Oh, okay.
Is there anything else in the room, or is it just the carvings and the cage?
It's just the carvings and the cage in this room. Not even another way out.
Okay, I'm gonna call Torsten over to figure out what's going on here, because I'm not a magic man, and he is.
Okay, so Torsten comes over and
surveys. Check on my gauntlet, on my the gauntlet. I don't want to claim it as my own just yet. On the gauntlet, and also just the cage, I guess. Using him.
Yeah. So Torsten comes over and looks at what's going on and looks at your gauntlet and sort of gets confused and then says, I think the gauntlet is creating that?
Okay.
I think this cage is sustained by the gauntlet.
Okay, I throw it on the ground and smash it under my foot.
Okay, all right. So you hurl this gauntlet to the ground and stomp on it, and the gauntlet crunches. And as you do, this lightning flickers and then falls down, and the runes along the gauntlet stop glowing. And the people take a moment and then they sort of look around and then they rush you, Rain, in the largest group hug that you have ever experienced.
Maybe I misjudged this, but
Throw
okay.
themselves on you.
Yes.
How many people are there?
It's a total of actually 11 people.
So Rain just gets surrounded and Rock goes, yay! And then joins the 11 people.
Rain thinks he's getting grappled.
Yeah, I take the first person. I pull guard on the first person. Put him in a triangle choke.
Just chokes out a crying old woman.
Oh my gosh.
I don't like to be touched, I say.
Oh,
a million
no.
people hug me.
So yeah, Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, as we all disengage from this hug, Rock will turn to the closest person and say, what was all that about?
Oh, we were captured on the road weeks ago by these bandits and brought here. They keep us in that crazy lightning cage. They barely feed us. And you can see they definitely look malnourished and not good. And sometimes they come and they take us, and they've taken some people and they've never been seen again. It's terrible. It's terrible. And
no. Good news, they're dead. Also good news, and Rock will start pulling, like she'd taken like 30 trail rations and been stuffing them places, and she'll start pulling some of them out and handing them out and be like, and we also found giant chests full of rations, so we can at least fix immediately 2 things. Here.
Then they sit down and they're very, very grateful in that room, and they sort of start eating and thanking the 4 of you over and over again. And Grant Ellington comes in and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I see now the error of my ways, and I'm going to go do time. I'm just a fool for love, you see. I was so in love with Therath. I didn't know.
Isabel handcuffs him.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Rock just hands him a ration. It's like, sit, eat. It'll be better after you get some food.
Have a granola bar, sweetie.
There you go. Your blood sugar's just low.
Carbs, yeah.
He eats it, but he's like ugly crying at the same time. Like nuts and berries and beef jerky like falling out of his mouth as he is sobbing.
Just snot everywhere.
I'm okay with this. This is a fitting punishment right now.
Yes.
No, he still has to go to jail.
Well, yes, later, but right now, I mean, we can't put him back into cage. He smashed the gauntlet thingy, so.
Very true. Very true. So what would you all like to do now? Isabel, what are you doing?
Isabel was going through like Thereth. I assume Thereth, as the leader of a bandit group, has like an armory of some kind, or there is access to an armory somewhere in the Ziggurat.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Isabel is interested in that. She needs to confiscate some items.
So you recall when you were in the Ziggurat entrance that it sort of went two different ways. One way was towards Therath's office, which is where you went. The other way was towards where a lot of the bandits were staying and that sort of thing. You haven't really explored that other side of the Ziggurat yet.
Oh yeah, Isabel will probably tell the group that that's what she's planning on. Invite anyone who wants to come, and then head in that direction. Then.
Okay.
Rock will come along.
Okay. So
they fight crime.
And what are the rest of the, like, when we walk on out, what are the rest of the bandits that were with Bazig? Are they like partying? Are they leaving? What are they doing?
So it looks like they are stripping the dead of their belongings and packing up. Like, it looks like they're getting ready to go out when you are walking by them. And you can also see that as you pass through, you're noticing more and more of this symbolism or these symbols on the wall that depict dwarves getting sick and dying, and dwarves praying to other gods like Moradin. And you can see these gods like Moradin and Dumathoin are turning their backs on the dwarves, and so they turn to Abathor to save these sick and dying dwarves. And it looks like Abathor is demanding of them sacrifice of these goblinoids, and they're going out and killing goblinoids, but still people are getting sick, and Abathor demands more and more. So you're putting this all together. You're watching bandits are rolling up their bedrolls and that sort of thing. And you come to a room where Bazig is standing, and he's sort of directing people. They're lifting up these big crates full of supplies that are stamped from merchants all over the Luna Valley, and you can tell that they've been stolen from people. And he's directing them to move out with these things, and turns around and he says, "How can I help you?"
So you are going to Fort Kickass to go be adventurers now, right?
Yes, definitely. That's what we're doing.
Do I believe him?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way. The whole time, like, Isabel will be like brushing his stuff down and be like, "Oh, I'm just so proud of you. You did so well today.
That's a 15.
You've done so good." Just like in that, essentially trying to make him a little uncomfortable and off guard.
He is very uncomfortable and off guard. And I would have you roll again for advantage, but I rolled a 1.
Okay.
So no need. He lied. He is very, very much lying to you. His plan is to go somewhere else.
Yeah. Isabel gives like Rock a side eye for like a signal on whether or not he was lying.
And Rock, being who she is, says,
"Oh, no.
Bazig, why are you lying? No, we told you we were going to do this, and you were going to go take over Fort Kickass. Where are you actually going?"
Bazig, did you lie to us?
Yes, he did. He lied to us after everything we did.
After everything.
And he says, "Listen, nothing personal."
I
It's
like
just-
the two of us together. Like, Rock is like actually upset that someone would lie to her, and I think Isabel is probably like patronizingly upset.
She's like doing the mom guilt trip. Like, I can't believe that you would do this thing that I totally expected you to do.
Whereas Rock is like, what? Why would you lie? Sorry, go ahead.
He looks at you and he says, "Look, you have your prisoners that you wanted to save. You can keep anything that's in the chests in those rooms. That's totally fine. But we got to go make our own life. I don't want to be part of this. I want nothing to do with anything else happening here. I'm done, okay? that I want to go somewhere else, far away from Ralakai Gravemore. All right, that guy gives me a heebie-jeebies.
And you're definitely not going to be doing crime or anything anymore, are you?
100% I'm going to be doing crime.
Okay, well, I would like for you to do something for me, just like so I don't have to show up and murder you later. Could you let me know whether or not you will be doing crime in a general area sometime in the near future? Just a nice little letter will do for me, just so I know.
And he sighs and he says, our plan is to stay clear of Tomar's Crossing. Like I said, we really want to be delving into these ruins, finding out what's going on in there, maybe making one a home for ourselves. We just want one that Ralakai Gravemore doesn't know about.
Very nice. Okay, well, make sure that you take a fur-lined cloak tonight because it's supposed to rain, sweetie. And she'll just like pat his little shoulders down.
And he says, you know, maybe like in another time, Isabel, do you think me and you could? No? Okay.
Don't ever let me find you again.
And he's like, oh, right. And it occurs to you that this is quite a bit of food and water he is moving out at the moment.
But Buzzig, if you're just going to go dungeon diving, that is not a crime. Just don't go being nasty to other people and then we don't have to come and kill you. It's kind of simple. You understand that, right?
And he looks at you and he says, don't you think invading the home of other creatures and kicking them out is a crime?
Well, you're diving into dungeons. Well, why would there be other creatures there?
And he looks at you and sort of like, it's the first time you've seen him a little uncomfortable, and he rubs his shoulder and he says, look, you know, I'm half ogre. My people live in caves and ruins, and that's pretty much where we are most of the time, at least on my mother's side. And, well, that's who you're hurting when you dive into those places. We don't have laws, but it's a crime.
Well, don't dive into those places. Dive into other places. I hear about places that have, like, you know, the undead and crazy stuff. So just... I don't understand why, now I've never been underground, so I don't know. Maybe I just don't know. Maybe all it is are just other people. And then I would say, don't do that.
And he laughs and he says, sure. Sounds good.
I suspect Isabel has like when he starts talking about this, like has like a weird kinship moment with him where she's like, yeah, it's kind of, maybe we shouldn't. Yeah. And she's just kind of, Rock, we should really get going.
And Rock just looks devastated. Like,
yeah, the armory's not going to categorize itself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, all right. Buzzig, go. Don't be so bad, okay?
And he says, "You're helping me not be. I appreciate it." And he like whistles for his men and women to grab everything and take it off out of the place, and then looks at you and he says, look, there's one other thing over here. And he motions to a set of stairs that leads up. He says, there might be some stuff up there. We sent some people to recon and they never came back though. So that's yours if you want it. Finders keepers, I suppose. And he leaves the room.
And Rock just like stands and watches him leave, like shoulders slumped. Like she just knows. She knows. She thought this is like the turning point for this whole group, and now they're gonna go off and probably be bandits somewhere else. And she's
Well, Isabel will like set a hand on her shoulder, and because Isabel's probably seen this before, like with reoccurring criminals and stuff, she's felt this disappointment, and she sort of sets a hand on Rock's shoulder, and she's like, they have to want to be helped.
It's just sad because he lied, so he knows. right?
Yes.
Like if he just said, "Oh no, we're gonna go be criminals again," then I could almost understand. But he lied, so that means he knows it was a bad idea.
Yes.
It will suck when we have to kill them in the future.
Yeah, it will, but just think of all the stuff we'll have.
Yeah. Well, at least he left a giant chest of food.
It's true. And honestly, you know, when we go into those dungeons and things, maybe they'll have cleaned out a lot of things. I don't know. As long as they're not bothering people, I'm sure it'll be fine. Not too many people go into dungeons. And really, if you go into a dungeon and you die, it's kind of your own fault.
I've never been, so I wouldn't know.
See? You're doing better than them already.
But I just don't want to go underground. I mean, that's
Yeah, it seems like a really bad idea, right? You would think that, yes, and they're just like walking and talking to the armory.
Yeah. So meanwhile, Torsten and Rain, you are in this other room and you're talking to the various prisoners, and they do tell you the same thing, that people were being taken from Gardangmarhold, taken somewhere else, that they were never seen from again. Some of the people who were here started in Fort Frostfell. Some people were captured by the bandits and brought directly here to Gardangmarhold. And that also, that one of the people identifies themselves as Elia Walrus. And sort of...
Who has the ring? Rock has the ring, or who took the ring?
It was Rock left it in the chest.
Oh,
yeah, the only thing I took was a bunch of food and the potions, and that's it. And then I went, "Oh, looky," and walked away.
And she tells you that she has sort of been leading the group, that she worked as a scout for the city of Safe Harbor, and that a man in Tomar's Crossing by the name of Bajalen is actually her uncle.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's awesome for us. Okay, I give her ring back.
Yeah.
That they looted from her, I assume.
Yeah, Isabel technically has it.
Oh, you took it? Okay.
Yeah, Isabel has it.
I'll let you know.
Just in case.
Also, I want to... I hate these paintings. I want to knock them down because I hate them.
Oh.
And the idea of sacrificing someone, it's one of those greater good things again that I truly don't believe in. Sacrifice is evil, and
so these are carvings on the wall.
Oh,
like
really?
they've been carved into the wall.
I thought they were paintings. Yeah. Well,
yeah,
I hate them, and I vocally point that out. Everyone knows now.
And they say, yeah, these are creepy. Nobody seems to like. There's like a general consensus of how creepy it is, and you're talking about it as Isabel and Rock come back in the room.
So things kind of suck, but at least we have lots of food and whatever, shiny things were in that other chest. And apparently there's like more creepy stuff upstairs. And she'll look at the assembled former prisoners and say, "Do you know what was going upstairs?"
They shake their heads, and Elias says, "We have no idea really what was going on in here. They never talked to us."
Do you know Harliet Crusade? I asked her.
Yes, she was part of the Safe Harbor Watch.
Well, she went a different route than you did.
Tomar's Crossing to do time for the bad thing she did.
Yeah, exactly. Now she's going to jail.
What bad things? What
she
bad
was
things?
Working for Ralakai. So
she sort of looks around and she says, "Wow, we always said she would stab you in the back if it meant a promotion. I had no idea she would actually do it."
Bad. Yeah. Well, clearly people are changing with the melting of the glaciers. All right. Well, okay. Sorry, Rock, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, is there anything else on this level we should look at? Do we want to take a rest and then go check upstairs?
Yeah.
We should probably check upstairs.
Are these people like emaciated and sick as well?
They look like they're feeling better now that they have some food in their system. They do look like they had not eaten for a while and that sort of thing, but they're not in any condition to sort of travel on foot, shall we say. they too could use some sleep.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, because we're far from Tomar's Crossing right now. We're like 50 miles away. So
Yeah.
I don't know that we can send them off on their own. I don't even know that we have horses anymore, because didn't Bozig have all the horses?
Oh no.
No, those were...
We sent all the horses and all the carts and everything back with the people who were at Fort Kickass so that they could carry all the supplies and everything.
And we went with Bozig and his horses, and he just left, right?
Right.
Unless he left us horses, which he probably did not.
Which, like, let's be honest. I wouldn't.
So we'll probably have to trek back on foot to Tomar's Crossing, and we'll have to... All right. Sleep. Let's all sleep. I like that idea.
Yeah. We should definitely keep an eye on Grant Ellington to take us upstairs if we so desire, since he'll know the layout of this place better than we do.
It's a great idea.
Or we could just ask. I mean, it looks like the snot has stopped a little bit.
He can hold a torch and walk in front of us.
But Rock will actually ask. He'll look over at Grant and be like, so what should we know about the upstairs? What do you know? What's going on up there?
When you bring up upstairs, like the tears start to well in Grant's eyes again. And he says, oh, Therath really wanted to find out what was up there, but after 3 companies of bandits were sent up and didn't return, we stopped. Our plan was to send the prisoners next. Oh, gods, forgive me.
So
why did I follow that woman?
You don't know. So you live here, but you don't know what's in the second floor?
And he says, we just moved in. It was uncovered by the melt.
How long ago have you been here?
Oh, maybe 2 weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Is there anywhere else in the Ziggurat that you have not been that you would like to go, but tends to kill people when you go?
And he shakes his head.
There's no downstairs.
I don't even want to go upstairs.
Well, no, not if it kills people. There's no downstairs. There's no basement.
No, there might be more upstairs.
Well, yeah, it's a Ziggurat. There's probably several more upstairs.
Yeah, but no downstairs that I know of.
When we were approaching the Ziggurat, like, how tall did it look? How many stories did it?
So you saw it was a 3-tiered Ziggurat.
Okay.
Were there windows or entrances on some of the higher tiers that we could see from the ground floor?
No, it looked like it was all solid stone.
How about the top? Is the top a straight point, or is it open on top?
It was a flat top. You couldn't see from where you were if there were any openings up top.
If only someone in our party could fly.
Well, I assumed I'd flown in, and so that's why we would know it's not an open top and no windows and stuff. I mean, unless flying in, I mean, because I wasn't riding a horse, I flew.
Right, yeah. There. So that you saw, Rock, there was no, there wasn't like a big opening up top or anything.
Okay. And there's no other buildings. This isn't like a compound or a town or anything. It's just like forest, pyramid of death, forest.
Yeah, it's more like mud plain, pyramid of death, mud plain.
Okay. All right.
But that's semantics.
You know, it might be important later.
That's
so I
detail,
appreciate the
James.
clarification.
We appreciate detail.
Exactly. I could go take another look, but when we came in, that's all I saw.
Yeah. Use those keen bird eyes of yours. Look for any secret entrances, perhaps, or bricks to push in or something. I don't know. We had luck with a brick earlier.
I mean, we were just coming on inside, trying not to be super obvious, but I can go take another look now that, you know, there's only death on the second and third floor and not death on the first floor.
That's true.
All right, I'll take a walk outside and go circle and take an actual like closer examination of this thing. Do I see any other entrances, even if it's just on the ground floor? Do I see any other signs of anybody else?
Sure, make an investigation check.
Investigation. Ooh, that's a 19.
Okay, so you notice when you are flying around that the top of this thing, you find the seams of what appears to be some sort of door on top, like a secret door that's hidden in the stone.
Okay. Like on the very top is like a hatch or like a side door?
Like a hatch into the very topmost tier.
Okay. I'd like to land and kind of investigate around, see if I can see any way of opening it or prying it up or anything like that.
Yeah, it looks like if you were able to, pry something sort of down in there, you might be able to open it up. It looks like it's designed to be difficult to open up from the outside.
Okay. Can I dig one of my daggers on in there and see if I can jimmy it up, or is it like a thieves' tools thing?
It feels like your dagger actually isn't long enough to get in there. You might need something a little bit longer, like a long sword or a crowbar or that sort of thing.
I have a rapier.
Go ahead. Give it a shot.
I'll try to stick that down in there.
All right, make a strength check.
Oh, that won't. That'll be bad. That'll be the worst ever of all time. Just a straight strength check? That's a 5.
Strength. Okay. Yeah. You're like, and actually, rapiers have sort of blades that are made to bend and that sort of thing. So you notice you're more bending your sword than you are moving this stone at all.
That's okay. I never use the rapier anyway. All right. I'll sheathe that thing and I will fly back down to my friends and say, so there's 3 layers to the cake. And on top of the cake, there is a hatch. And I can't get the hatch open because my rapier is wobbly and I'm not that strong. But it's up there. And we could try to come into the death cake from above, or we could just go upstairs. I mean, it's either way.
I mean, if people are going up and dying immediately by walking upstairs, then maybe going up the other way would be a better choice. I don't know.
If one of you can pry it open, we could at least look.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So I'm not very strong either, Isabel.
We both turn to Isabel like...
Yeah, Isabel can do it.
Can Rock ferry us up, or do we have to climb with like climbing gear and stuff?
Yeah, I can't carry.
Low strength. That's right.
I have no strength, and I'm a medium creature, so I'm not allowed to carry other creatures. I can like on the grace of the DM, I've occasionally been able to like help featherfall somebody, but I can't lift anybody.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
But it is fairly easy to make it up the side of this ziggurat with time.
You'll let us take 20 then?
Yeah, exactly. So you are, with time, sort of able to climb up. Now, are you leaving the prisoners? Like, is Torsten coming with you? What about Grant? What about the rest of the people you've saved?
Let's leave Torsten with the prisoners.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good idea. So
that way, that way, if Grant tries anything funny, at least Torsten can like freeze him into a popsicle or whatever.
Did we find an armory? Did we find any weapons? I know Isabel wanted to go do that.
Yeah,
it looked like it was cleaned out.
Yeah, it looked like that was one of the first things that got packed up. I should mention, Rock, the other thing that you see when you come out, and you all see this too, is that there is a cart that has been loaded up with supplies and 2 horses that have been left.
Oh.
And there is a note on the front of this cart and horses and that sort of thing that you could read.
What does it say?
It says, maybe people do change. And then it has a B on it.
That warms Rock's heart just a little bit. She's still very disappointed, but she's like, okay, well, maybe he at least feels bad enough to give us them.
This note is going right on the fridge.
Do we have a fridge?
Shh.
And so you're able to make your way up. As you leave Torsten with Grant, he gives you like a pleading, I can't believe you're doing this to me. I'll get you back later. Look.
We're just going to go look. We're just going to go take a look. We're not going to go like and then we'll come back because I think everybody wants a rest before we go diving into Death Pyramid, right?
Yeah, definitely. I would get my key points back.
So you're able to make your way up there. And you point out the door to Rain and Isabel, and you can see this door with its seams there.
Isabel, open it up if you would be so kind.
Yeah. Dang, she gave her garbage longsword to somebody else.
Grant had a rapier too. We could take his.
Oh yeah, we totally took his rapier.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have any weapons.
We so did.
Yeah,
we totally took it.
Is it nice or is it like just regular stuff?
I mean, it looked well made, but it was not. It was not magic or.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Probably paid too much money for it. Got it at a
definitely
duelist convention.
In fact, he told you, he went on and on about how magical it was when you took it from him.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I hope it's like his most like precious item. Because I'm gonna break it. Yeah. Isabel like just jams it straight in there.
Okay. Nice. So Isabel, you jam it in and you're able to and it does indeed break the rapier. But as you it doesn't break until you lift this door to a point where you're able to catch it with your hand.
Beautiful.
And push it up.
I did it.
And when you do, you see stairs descending down into darkness.
Oh, spooky.
Super spooky.
Does this door have a hinge on it, or is it just like a trap, like a stone?
It looks like it's like a stone block that you have tossed out of.
Yeah. That's exactly what she'll do. Is she'll like toss it away from the opening.
Yeah. And when you do, the other thing that happens is you all hear like a wind running over a bottle sound, but like to the extreme. There's this crazy howl that starts to happen as the wind washes over this massive opening. And
that's cool.
Yeah.
Pinkies.
That is super cool.
Oh no.
Lauren and Rock both think that's super cool.
TK loves it. Isabel hates it. She's like, oh.
Yeah. And
Isabel, the cake of death is singing.
Cake of death. That's what we're calling it. That's what we went with.
Well, it kind of looked like, because I mean it's a ziggurat, but I just thought it was funny because cake, 3 layers of cake, and so the top of it's a ziggurat is singing.
I'm not so concerned with the cake as I am the death.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, death is not good, but cake makes it sound a little bit better, right?
Okay, why don't we? She's just gonna like look down in there. I don't think I have dark vision. I do have dark vision. Do I see anything with dark vision?
Yeah, you can see the stairs descend into a chamber. You can't see much because the steps are really big, so it looks like that's most of it. There's a lot of in this chamber, like a lot of looks like, you know, dead cobwebs that are sort of drifting because they're starting to decay and that sort of thing.
So no spiders to keep up with those. That's good.
But and you can see at the foot of the stairs what looks like a large stone altar.
Do I hear anything else inside besides the wind howling?
That's
skittering,
it. Right,
perhaps.
No skittering. Okay. No skittering.
Right.
But make a perception check.
Sure.
I would also like to make a perception check just a little further in there. Just like
sure.
I got a 7.
Okay.
I'm proficient, so let's see. That doesn't help me. 15.
You don't hear anything other than the wind howling, and that's it.
I light a torch and throw it down the stairs and see if anything happens.
Okay. So you light a torch, you throw it down the steps, and it sort of rolls and gets to the bottom of this place. where it lights up this altar, and you can see this altar is old and stained. It's got all these what are presumably bodily fluid, blood stains all over it that are ancient, and your torch comes to rest at the bottom of that. You also see on the side of the altar, away from, so there's the stairs come down, then there's an altar. On the other side of it, you see a charming and well-made rug, and this rug depicts essentially it depicts the symbol of Abathor on it. So you can see that as well.
So this is where they probably were sacrificing goblins.
Yeah. Rug. Man, that Abathor, he sucks. I want to burn his rug.
I mean, we told Thorsten we would wait. We wouldn't go in. We would rest and blah blah blah. So, do we want to cover up the hole? Do we not care?
We broke the rapier, but I am kind of nervous now that something will come out of the hole now that we have opened it and possibly ravage the countryside.
Well, on the top of the ziggurat, it's just flat and open, and then they, we can just jump on down kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if they come out this way, then they will jump on down the same way we did, and then we'll probably see them.
Yeah. Isabel will also point out, nothing has come to murder them in their sleep on the inside. So
that's very true. Yeah. Do I see other stairs going down anywhere in this chamber, or is the room too big that we can't tell from up here?
It's too big. You can't see any doors or anything else.
Oh no, this.
I don't know. It might be a special sacrifice chamber.
Yeah.
But they would need to get to it, and this thing seemed like it was you opened.
Oh yeah, you opened from the inside. That's a good one. Okay, fine then.
I feel bad because James just said the magic words for TK, the senses thing. It's the room is too big to see from here. I'm like.
In that moment, as you all are debating this, you see off in the distance, but coming towards you, is one of those crazy storms that you saw on your way here, kicking up dust and mud with all different multicolored lightning coming out of it, almost like a big tornado. And it looks like it is heading your way. You can see it's getting closer, and the wind is picking up, and the howling from the wind is getting even louder.
We should go back downstairs and go inside.
Should we cover it then, though? Because if all the water will fall in from the rain, does it matter? I guess
it might drown any monsters that are inside.
Oh, I like your logic. All right.
That's good.
Let's make this hole bigger, I say, and I start punching the rock.
No, it's a storm. I don't think we have time. We should probably go.
I just threw out my shoulder lifting it. Isabel's already going down the stairs.
Yeah. So you guys are able to make your way in. You can hole up in the ziggurat and rest for the evening. And you're able to rest. You hear the storm as it comes around you. It's howling, it's raging, there's thunder, there's lightning, and it feels like there's sand you can hear hitting the sides of the thick walls of this thing. It's being pelted so quickly. You don't have a great sleep, but you do get the benefit of a long rest. And in the morning, you wake up refreshed and ready to roll.
Awesome. Either before we long rest or when we wake up in the morning and have some rations, I'll probably ask Grant and the prisoners, do you know anything about this crazy storm? We saw them coming on in. Are they normal here?
Grant says, they've been happening since the comet struck the valley. It's part of where we live now, which is a terrible age.
It doesn't sound like it.
Oh, I forgot my voice.
Are you crying again? We had long rest and breakfast. I think you don't need to cry anymore. It's okay.
Yes, I would like to join your adventuring company.
Ooh.
Make up for my past sins.
Okay, sweetie. Well, I've just got this application here. If you want to just go ahead and fill that out, I will have
Yes.
somebody get back to you. On the second page, it asks if you're a felon. Are you a felon?
I have not yet been formally charged.
Oh, so you're going through like you've been arrested, but you haven't been charged yet.
I mean, I think we're friends, right? We can put this arrest behind us.
No, Wiki.
All right, I'll fill it out honestly.
I'm gonna
Okay,
hand him his
good.
rapier back and be like, "We'll use this."
I suppose
Like
I
just a
deserve
broken
it.
hilt.
Exactly. We'll use your sword.
The mighty magic of the pincer. Oh, pincer. And he cradles it and starts crying.
Yes, my dream.
I'm sorry, I'm so emotional.
You
the
named
happiest
your rapier?
I did. It's magic. All magic weapons should have a good name.
I mean, a good name, yeah.
Oh,
Yes, like
burn.
pincer.
Oh,
What's wrong with the name Pincer? It was the name of my Pomeranian when I was a boy.
oh man,
That's a
this
weird
is sounding
dog
more
name,
and more
too.
like Grant, like every second. Uncanny.
It's like he's here with us in this right here. Is that Rock will look at the two of you and be like, "Is that true? Are you supposed to name magic items? I never. That's not something that we do."
It's everyone's own perspective. I don't know about have to. Do you have a magic item?
No.
Oh.
Do you?
No. I did, but then I stepped on it.
Oh yeah, the glove, the thingy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isabel, do you have now the magic sword? Have you named it?
Oh.
Oh, is this magic?
Yeah, I thought the crazy
No,
longsword.
when
like
it talks to
Isabel's
you?
asking. Isabel is asking.
Oh.
Oh, do we know it's magic? I don't know that we know it's magic. Did you tell us
Like
that it's trying to
Isabel
talk
just
to
like
you?
looks at she's like gets this look on her face that if anybody's like looking is like, oh, I just thought I was that good. Like,
And then the
Okay.
sword whispers giggles to you again.
oh, she's like, no, I don't name my sword. That's for children.
Grant says
makes-
to you, you could have the name Pincer if you want. I'll give it to you.
Oh, if I wanted, I would have it. Thank you.
Do you have your Pomeranian?
No, he passed away.
Oh.
Oh,
Too
I am
real.
sorry.
Let's go climb
Sorry.
the mountain.
Name
Let's climb
the
the
sword
depth
after him. Honor him.
Okay, well,
Torsten gives you a look like, am I coming with you all this?
Yeah, Torsten, he's not. He's coming with. Yeah, we can because
Yeah.
there's 11 prisoners and a sobbing man.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if sobbing dude decides he wants to turn evil again, there's 11 people here. He
Yeah.
won't- and he's too busy with snot. So
well, I'm sure the Elia could probably take him
Oh,
at
yeah,
this
definitely,
point.
yeah.
So,
oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
So
Let's
what is
give
your-
the half of a sword to her.
Yeah, she looks at it and she's like, thanks.
Cool.
You know what? I'll give her my rapier. It's a little
It's a
bit.
stiletto.
but
There you go.
It's an actual because I literally never use it. I'll give that to her and I'll say it does not have a name. If you feel like you must name it, go for it. It's fine. I will give her my rapier and be like, if he tries to kill you, kill him first.
Classic.
She nods.
Classic
Right.
instruction.
I mean, really,
It's
yeah.
a good plan. It's a good
But-
plan.
Yeah. Simple
Uh-huh.
plans are what Rock is good at. Simple.
Give them like a ration Go-Gurt and send them on their way.
Well, I'm assuming that if an heirloom chest is filled
Yeah,
with
yeah.
rations, it's probably like hundreds.
Mm.
Like those rations are just like I picture them as MREs, so I figured
Yep.
there's
Ooh.
100. That's why Rock took like 30.
Yeah, there's,
Like,
you
yes!
think there's at least 200 rations in
Wow.
this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we took all of the gold and stuff, and by
Oh,
we,
yeah.
you guys, but Rock like topped out on rations. I have 30.
Isabel, as they're like packing up their rations and stuff, she'll like pat all of them. She'll now remember you're still dehydrated, so try to stay away from the green gum.
They nod and they're like, what is green? What is green gum?
I don't know what this green
Nothing.
gum.
It's an MRE joke. It's fine.
Oh
Ah.
wow.
I, James, am not. My MRE knowledge is sadly.
It's fine.
My MRE knowledge is that they are about this big and their meal's ready to eat. That's it. That's all I know.
Rock or
Oh,
something.
I'll
I know
explain
that.
it to you guys later. I'm sure there's going to be a veteran or an army kid listening to the podcast.
It was now really...
don't need to come.
What? Okay, no. Now I need to know what's the green stuff. What is it?
It's to encourage digestion.
I have an MRE. I'm holding up to the camera right now.
Oh, it's a digestive.
Oh.
Okay.
It's to encourage digestion.
Right.
Oh, he actually has one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's a diuretic, if you will.
Sure.
So is it
that's
for, like,
diuretics for peeing, James?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
No, this is for
James?
wait, is it for
Well,
We're all learning
this
things
is
today.
clear. James knows
Yes.
nothing about food.
It's
what
to
I know.
encourage you to pass the meal.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So that's
Gotcha.
like why it's because they're dehydrated. So never mind. It's fun. It was funnier.
Cool.
Never mind.
All this is getting cut for the podcast. Don't worry.
No, this is like instructional shit. This is the stuff that needs to stay in.
Yeah, it's like it's
So-
mint flavored, but yeah.
So where are you going? Are you going up the stairs? You going in through the top of the death cake? What's your plan here?
I think we go back to top of the death cake, right? To see if your plan of it flooding worked, and go from there.
Yeah, death cake. Let us be the topping.
Oh my
on
god.
top
So-
of the death
I love it.
Yeah.
As you
Cherry
come
on the dip.
outside, you see the Ziggurat is covered in these mud splatters now from this storm. That dust and mud and is caked on the sides. As you climb your way up, you see that inside, it looks like the steps and everything else is are also caked with mud. The altar has some mud on it, that sort of thing. Doesn't really look flooded. Looks like maybe there was more mud and that kind of thing was being whipped up by the storm, not as much rain. Make me perception checks.
Sure.
Every time you ask for a perceptions check, that is like the result of my own poor decision making. I get a little bit like concerned. Ooh, that's not good.
Oh, mine's excellent. I rolled a 1, so that's a 6.
Okay.
Add to 7.
Oh,
19. Okay. And how are you seeing? Because it is still dark down here. The torch has gone out.
well, with a natural 1, I'm not.
I imagine Torsten casts light too. Probably.
Oh yeah, that's
He
right.
can't see.
Magic Man.
Perfect.
With a magic
see.
plan.
Torsten, do you know light? Torsten knows dancing lights. Even
Hey.
better. So yeah.
Razzle dazzle.
So Torsten has the lights dancing. You notice, Rain, that it looks like the rug has moved
Oh boy.
to
Don't
the
like
and is
this.
no longer in the same position where it was. You can't see where it was anymore from the top of the steps.
Wow, that is creepy. Is there water in the bottom of the? What do you mean? Is there flooding of any kind? Or
Just like some mud that's stuck there. Yeah, but it looks like it's sort of just in the area near the opening, not like flooded the entire.
Sure. All right. Well, cool. Rogue rug walking around, or whatever rugs do. Slithering, I guess. Slithering rug.
So you don't actually see the rug now. It's just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
It could be covered by mud.
Is it magic rug?
Maybe it's imbued
Is
with
it
the evilness of Abathar, or whatever his name is.
Ooh.
Abathor.
Abathor.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is this torch and that rug are going to become very close friends if we happen to come upon it. I look for the rug.
Do rugs
So you
have
going
names?
down the steps?
I go
If
down the
ra-
steps.
You go- If rugs are magic, do they have names?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Should we ask the rug?
Soon it will be named Pile of Ashes, although that's not really a name, more of a description.
If it's nasty rug, maybe it's nice rug. I mean, just because it doesn't want to get covered in dirt doesn't make it evil.
I don't trust that before anything
So
with
is
Sigma
anybody else
sitting in
following?
on it.
Torsten will follow you. Rain
Oh,
are the
I'm
Rock
also
and-
following because I'm just nattering on.
What
as
is
we're
light cast on specifically?
So it's dancing lights. So he's got like lights floating around. Basically.
Okay,
Razzle dazzle.
I'm gonna light a torch as well.
Okay.
Just to hold
So as you make your way down into this chamber, you can see that there are ancient rusted manacles that are hanging from the walls here. And there are prayers written in Dwarvish carved into the walls, the ceiling, and the floor of this chamber that you can see. They're sort of faded, but they're definitely there. And there are cobwebs. You also note that there is a set of stairs that goes down. They are behind the stairs you came down. So if the stairs you came down like this,
that makes
there's
sense
a
then why we
set of
Code
stairs.
switchback. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know Dwarvish. What are the prayers exactly?
So they're prayers to Abathor about please, God of greed, accept these sacrifices and heal our people.
I'm going to cinematically read them aloud.
Okay. In Dwarvish.
Yes.
Okay. So
Story time.
as you read these things aloud, you note the walls that have these rusted sconces on them. They light up with flames, like poof, 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 as you're saying the prayers, and suddenly the whole place is lit. And you can see at the top of the stairs going down from here is the rug with the symbol of Abathor on it, and it looks perfectly clean.
Rain, that was very cool. How did you make all the torches come to life like that?
I don't know. I say hello rug in Dwarvish to the rug.
Okay. Nothing happens.
I say Abathor sucks to the rug in Dwarvish.
Nothing seems to happen.
Seems to happen. Whoa, that's different.
Is there anything in here besides the manacles and the altar? No.
There's the stairs going down.
Stairs going down.
Yeah, and the prayers. It looks like maybe at one point this was used as a place to hold sacrifices and then sacrifice them. Yeah.
Don't like that.
Are there like rocks in the ground or something? I want to throw something at the rug, but not my torch.
There's plenty of debris and things that were
Sure.
kicked up by the storm that are in here.
I'll throw it at the rug and see what happens.
Okay. So are you just like sort of tossing it on
just
the rug?
toss it on top of the rug, see what happens.
Okay. As you toss it,
I say,
at
here, this is for you in Dwarvish as I throw it, just so it knows it's not necessarily hostile. It's a gift.
Make a persuasion check or a deception check.
I say a sacrifice for you. as
Yeah,
I
make a
throw the
deception
rock.
check.
Okay. 11. I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
Oh, natural 1. Wow, double natural 1. Thanks, roll 20.
Double natural 1. No giveaway for that.
Damn.
At 11 then.
There's way
However,
only death.
11 is enough. So when you say a sacrifice for you and toss this rock onto the rug folds up on itself and pulls down violently, like it is trying to smother the rock.
Okay. Well.
That was cool.
And then after a few moments of that, the rug unfolds and gets up sort of like a snake, like folds up like that, and it starts to make its way toward you, Rain.
Rock is going to very quickly back up and say, it does not like rocks, and so I need to go.
Does it seem friendly?
It when it reaches you, it flattens itself out like a normal rug at your
front
feet.
Of me?
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing to see, like it's trying to stealth again or something. It's like, oh no, wait, I'm actually just a regular rug. Thunk.
What else do I? Do we still have Grant's half rapier, or did we give that to someone?
You gave that. No, you have the half rapier because Rock gave her real rapier to
All right.
Elia.
I say another sacrifice for you, my god. And I throw the rapier onto the rug.
So you throw the rapier onto the rug, and again, the rug tries to smother it, and after a few moments, unfolds and like sort of flicks the rapier off, and then stays unfolded at your feet.
Okay. I take a few steps backwards.
Okay. It follows you.
Okay, so I made a friend.
Oh, you have a pet.
I do.
Is this a pet or is it a rug waiting for him to step on it?
Yeah, I don't know what happens if a person steps on the rug.
I would imagine it would try to smother you. That's all it's been doing.
Very cautiously place my foot on the very edge of the rug.
Do you place your foot on the edge of the rug, and the rug does not move?
I say, good rug.
When you say good rug, it reaches up with one of its tassels and pets your leg.
I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I'm kind of pumped to have a new best friend, but also I don't like Abathor, and it's creepy to the 11th degree.
Rain, is that rug hitting on you?
Well, we'll see how the night goes. I don't like it. All right, let's just. It's not hurting us, right? So that's good. I'm gonna say in Dwarvish, can you lead us down into the temple?
And it starts to move towards the stairs, and then it starts to go down the steps.
Okay, I follow it, I guess.
Okay.
I'll follow behind.
All right. So you follow behind, and it takes you down into a hall. There is a closed there are 3 closed doors. There's one directly in front of you, and there are 2 and there's one on either side of you when you come down the steps in this hall. And make a perception check.
All of us or just him?
All of you.
Yeah.
Yay. Try this again. 14.
Okay.
10.
9.
Okay. Nothing seems out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Okay.
Does the rug go in front of any specific door?
No, the rug stops at the bottom of the steps.
Oh, okay. And I step on it and it's okay?
Yep.
Okay. Good rug.
Okay.
So what do these doors look like? Are they all the same? Featureless? Stone? What are we talking about here?
It's a great question. The one in front of you and the one off to your right are both sort of featureless stone. The one to your left, however, is a strong, thick stone, and leaking from the edges is a soft golden glow. There's no obvious handle or way to get past the door except for the indentation of a short, stubby-fingered handprint.
Is it dwarven size, what I estimate?
Yep, you would.
How do you, is the middle and the other door, this featureless ones, how do we open those?
Those look like they have handles,
Just
so
handles.
You could pull them open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what are you thinking, Rock? Which door looks most appealing to you?
Can we just eeny, meeny, miny, mo?
Sure.
Okay. So
Right.
you eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and it ends on the door right in front of you.
Okay. I open the door.
As you move to the door right in front of you, Rain,
Yes.
you are suddenly
Oh.
engulfed in burning pain.
Oh.
The rest of you see Rain, as he moves, is suddenly enveloped by this enormous gelatinous cube that takes
jeez.
up the end of the hallway. as he is floating in this mass that is burning his flesh. And that is where we will stop for today.
Perception. That's what the
course.
perception check was for.
Of course.
So we have had a lot of fun today.
We have
given away some prizes already.
A
Rain
lot,
has a
yeah.
rug, best friend.
Yeah.
So there is a chance to win now a copy of the Demonplague,
Yes.
which is a level 1 through 20 adventure that we are playing through right here on this very stream, and a couple of copies of Cellar of Death. 3 copies, right, of Cellar of Death.
So once more, ! Miss Robert in chat if you have not done so already, and you will be entered to win. We got some new subs. Thank you so much, Grant. Thank you for subbing. We have Joshua Long, my buddy, from the Tales from Moxbury podcast, a great Blades in the Dark show. You should check that out if you're interested in that system. And SF Heath, thank you so much for subscribing. We're gonna look into getting one. We don't have an emote. We'll get an emote so then everyone can throw up their DSPN emote.
That's awesome. Yeah, and thank you so much for subscribing. And if you like the show, please head on over to the Don't Split the Podcast Network channel if you're not there right now, and hit the follow button to follow us and get updates. We do all kinds of cool stuff on here. And if you are currently in the D&D chat, if you want to be entered in for this giveaway, head on over to the Don't Split the Podcast Network Twitch and go ahead and type !Miss Robert. And so we will be giving those away in a moment. But before we do, where can people find you, TK?
Me, it's TK. I write spooky stories on the internet. If you like spooky stories and you don't feel like paying for them right now, go to tkjwrites.com or follow me on Twitter. TK joins the fray. Tuesdays, I'm here. Don't Split the Podcast. Wednesdays and Thursdays, I am on WebDM playing those shows. An Invisible Sun show. And then Land Between Two Rivers, which is Dark Sun inspired. Last time, our finale this Sunday, Hell's Bells on the D&D Twitch. It's our last episode. It's very exciting. We do pre-record those episodes because of scheduling conflicts, but it's very exciting and you're not going to want to miss it. Fridays, you can read my articles on storytelling for newer DMs on tabletoptest.com. And I'm very excited to announce that Kayla and my comic that we've written, Kayla Klein and me, Samhain, which is starring Strix from Dice Camera Action and maybe a glimpse of one other character from Dice Camera Action. It will be available for print and for digital download very soon. Maybe this month soon. And it is done with their blessing. So
that is excellent.
Yeah.
I can't wait to check that out. And also, if you like TK, this Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern on Encounter Roleplay, I will be interviewing TK about the life and times of TK in role-playing games. So check that out as well. Very exciting. And Lauren, where can people find you?
Oh, people can find me on the internets. I'm Lauren Urban. I go by Obo Crazy. That's how you can find me, is at Obo Crazy on Twitter. I am the community manager for D&D Beyond. And so now you have to sing the song. You can also find me on the D&D channel on Wednesdays as the DM for Clerical Error, which is a bunch of dung sweepers in Waterdeep doing dung sweeper things. And if you don't know what that is, you should join us because it usually involves us laughing until we cry. And so that's Wednesdays at 2:00 on the D&D channel. You can also hear me as the DM for Dungeon Drunks, which is a podcast that comes out every Monday wherever fine podcasts are sold. If you're interested in getting into our show, we just finished a giant adventure in the Feywild, and the new adventure is going to be starting up shortly. So now is an excellent time to join us. If you happen to be in the Seattle area, I am an oboist, and you can find me next week playing with the Tacoma City Ballet, their production of Dracula. That's right. I'm playing a Dracula ballet. That's why I'm not going to be at TwitchCon. I'm going to be playing a Dracula ballet, which I alternate moment to moment about which am I happy I'm playing the Dracula ballet, or am I sad that I'm not at TwitchCon? Anyway, definitely find me on the Twitters, and let me know how much you like D&D Beyond, because I like it when people have fun with this game.
That's excellent. Really, really cool that you're doing a Dracula ballet.
I am so excited.
And Rudy, where can people find you?
Hey, I'm on Twitter at Rudy Basso. Of course, go to don'tsplitthepodcastnetwork.com for a ton of really cool role-playing game and gaming-related shows. We've got analytical stuff. We've got actual plays. We've got interviews. We've got a brand new show from James, that Tabletop Voices show, the one he will be interviewing TK for, it's a podcast as well. So next week or soon, you'll hear both of them in podcast form as well. And I'm a stretch goal for an RPG that is being kickstarted right now called Mission Accomplished. It's a spy cooperative kind of RPG. It's more like a storytelling game, I would say, similar to like Fiasco, group storytelling game. It's a ton of fun. We're actually going to do a podcast of that. It's going to come out this Friday on DSPN Presents. And if it gets 10K, then I will write an adventure for it, which I'm really excited about. So search it on Kickstarter, Mission Accomplished.
I think that might be the coolest thing anyone has said. I am a stretch goal on a Kickstarter. That's amazing.
It's pretty awesome, and it is a really, really great game, so definitely go check it out. I've already backed it. I am in all of the same places as Rudy, and if you're interested in game design, I have a blog, worldbuilderblog.com, where I talk about game design and offer some free, fun stuff. And now it's time to do some PDF giveaways.
It's time.
Yes. So let us go. TwitchBot.
First one is for the Demonplague. Our winner is X Grave Mistake X. Congratulations. You have won the Demonplague. Next, for the Cellar of Death. Josh Long has won a copy of Cellar of Death. Next, for how many Cellar of Deaths are we giving out? 3?
Well, let's give away 2, and then Robert actually said, actually, Lauren, you said you would give away an adventure too, right?
Yeah, I have one thing that I've ever written on DM's Guild. It's called The Pie Fight. It's a tiny little fun adventure you can drop on in anywhere, and it involves pies.
Okay.
Because I find pies
awesome.
funny.
We'll do one more Cellar of Death and then Pie Fight.
Let's do it.
Next, Cellar of Death. Balba Bites. Sorry, Balba Bites, I think, is this person's name. Congratulations. And then this is for Pie Fight.
Here we go.
Real J Sai. Congratulations. So I will be sending private messages to all these people on our DSPN chat. Just give me your email, correct?
Yes.
That's what you guys need. And you'll receive either a PDF copy or a Dungeon Masters Guild code, I think, or
it'll be a link that's sent to your email that's linked to your Dungeon Masters Guild account.
There you go.
Or Drive Through RPG account, whichever, they're the same. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for playing. This was a lot of fun. We'll pick up next week inside the gelatinous cube, and in the meantime, don't let the demons bite.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.